All
Thank you
right,
so much.
thanks for staying with us. According to Forbes, many people treat inflation as a bad thing, but inflation is always happening. For instance, if you had $100,000 in a savings account in 2002, that money would it will not go very far in 2022. Since the pandemic began, businesses have been struggling to deal with the rising cost of inflation. I mean, COVID-19 just fast-tracked the inevitable ongoing supply chain issues, made it even harder to access goods, which drove up the prices. Now, the Federal Government Reserve actually aims for an inflation rate of 2% per year because if inflation is too low, it weakens the economy. However, inflation becomes a financial burden for customers and businesses when it goes too high. Now, the Minister of Finance, Zainab Ahmed, speaking on Wednesday, had stated that Buhari's led administration had performed better in terms of the economy of the nation compared to how they met it in 2015. So how do you think inflation has affected small businesses especially? Please, let's hear what you have to say. Remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081 803 You can also tweet at us at PlusTvAfrica with the hashtag Wisho. So, Manny, I'm going to bring in Tosin in a minute, but I just want to hear your thoughts. You're a business person, right? You know, how is this impacting you as a person? Because everything seems to just be going off the roof, right? Today you want to transact business. I don't know how it's, because again, I don't think we're able to really calculate the impact of inflation in our businesses. Because down to the very paper that you use to do your brief, whatever it is, the ink you're buying, every single thing is impacted. But I don't think as business people we even understand how to actually do the adjustments when it comes to, as the economy is changing and everything, how we are able to translate that into the very tiny detail in our businesses. I don't know. Have you been able to do that?
Okay, we might not have been able to calculate the percentage increase or increase in percentage, what we're going through. But we see what's happening, and the only way we can attack it is to look for how to cut down on expenditures. So when I say cut down, means, okay, now you talked about paper. So are they clients that we can write to, just send e-copies without sending hard copies? What can we do? Before I left the office, I asked them, I wanted to know how many liters of diesel we use. I never used to be like this. I never used to count, but they say whatever you don't count doesn't grow. But anyways, what I do now is I count how many liters. Don't put that gen on, So we are trying. When there's no light, we have an inverter. I had to get
invest,
solar.
yes.
Yeah, so now everybody just buy fans. Everybody has one fan to himself. Let's blow ourselves away, but leave the gen out of this, please. So we use the gen when we really need to use the gen, like when it's very hot. So we are cutting down. Next week now, cuts are on vacation. Thank God we're going on vacation. So we just have a vacation cuts in session now. So what's happening? Stay home. Everybody work from home. So that way we don't have to use anything in the office. So it reduces the light bill, reduces
every
diesel,
cost, all the overheads,
paper, everything overhead. So you have to find a way because everything has increased. So in me telling my staff to even work from home is me helping them to save money. What because they would normally spend on transportation, they are now, they now have to save it. So you just, in this present day Nigeria, we're complaining. But even as we complain, we need to be smart.
And very innovative.
Until things change, we need to step up and think of how to cut down on our expenses. And then we'll be able to rise above it, like they always say.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Let me bring in our guest, right? Tosin Bamiro. Bamiro. Bamiro is the MD of Uncle B's Bakery, Lagos. The company was established in 1997 by her father. She set up the Lagos branch in 2014 and has been running it for the past 8 years. Now, Tosin graduated from Middlesex University, UK, with a degree in hospitality management. After obtaining her degrees, she worked in hospitality industry both in Nigeria and abroad. She is passionate about her business and economic climate of Nigeria. She believes that with a good structure, SMEs like hers can be the backdrop of the sustainable development in Nigeria. As you can see, She's a baker. I told you people, this bread matter, we must continue it. Thank you so much, Tosin.
Thank you for having me.
First of all, what did we do to you people? Bakers. People don't want us to eat bread anymore.
We've been kind.
Right?
We have been kind.
Wow.
Because bread should be like ×3 what people are getting in now. We've been really, really kind.
So tell me, how are you coping as a business?
It's just the grace of God. From diesel to cost of raw materials, especially flour and sugar. Then so your vehicles, basically overheads, gone crazy, they've just gone so high. And so we've tried, we reduce, so what we basically do, we try and reduce weight so that we don't have to increase price. But it's gotten to the point whereby the pans can't take any more reduction, yes. So that's why we had the strike last week. And hopefully, even with the strike, we've not been able to increase it to what it should be. We just put like just a little bit, like 50 naira or in some cases 100 naira on a loaf. But it's hard.
But if we were to calculate, right, the real situation now, what would profit look like if you wanted to really put the price of a loaf of, like a standard family loaf of bread?
So a standard family loaf of about 900 grams should probably be about 1,000 naira, 1,000 to 1,500, depending on the quality, because people put different things.
Because I'm already buying bread at 1,000 naira.
Yes, I'm sure you are. So I don't know how to explain it, but there's different. So the bread you'll get in supermarkets, they will sell at 1,000. But like the agege, the people that sell on the streets to the general public, we haven't started selling at 1,000 yet. The family loaf. So we're still about 500 naira, 500-600 naira, depending on the size and the weight. But typically, if you walk into a supermarket or you walk into the people selling the hot bread on the road, you get your 1,000 naira. But agege, the agege sellers, they have not hit 1,000 naira yet. We're still at 500 naira for a loaf of bread.
Yeah, but I think 1,000 naira is, kind of on the high side.
Yes, it is.
I think it's on the high side.
Sister Naya, they buy you.
No, maybe you're buying luxury bread.
I don't know about the luxury, but the bread is nice.
You're probably buying luxury.
You're definitely buying luxury because a standard family size loaf, I would say maybe 750, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I think that would be okay for a price.
But let's discuss these issues, right? Because I mean, yesterday it was almost an insult when because Nigerians are like very edgy right now. Because look at the story I took about the telecoms adding 5%, blah blah blah. So everything is hitting on us as the consumers. We're not really so. It's almost like, come on, it's getting too much. And yesterday, the Minister for Finance had come out to say that, they've not had a better economy than now. You're a business person. I mean, when we talked about the bread issue last week, we talked about monopoly that happens even in the sugar and the flour importation and all of that. So in terms of comparing what the minister had said about, 2015, you've been in the business for 8 years, so you can actually tell, how well, is it really, really, is it a better economy that we're at now, or how would you compare 2015? No, it's, sometimes you are not the business, right? You are not the business, so you can't talk about it based on layman's term.
Yeah.
You have lived it. Yeah. You've lived 2015 administration. You are now in 2022 administration, so you can easily tell us, where those loopholes are, where are the bottlenecks are, where are the lies, if there are any, right? So maybe you should just walk us through what business was like for you in 2015 and what it is now for you.
Okay, so I'll take you back to 2014 when I started. So in 2012, 2013, I was in Lagos Business School for a course, and during Goodluck Jonathan's tenure, and there was this opportunity for UWIN for SMEs, business youths under 40 to sign up and write a business plan, and the government was ready to give you grants. That's how I started my business. I got the grant, and I started in 2014 with some money from family and savings, and I started that. So the economy, if you say the economy, then I got a grant from the business. I was in my, in my 30s, I was young, I just had my baby, so I started the business then, and although it was a struggle, but it wasn't, back then a bag of flour was 8,000 naira. Now that same bag is, as of today, 30,000 naira. And
I hear you can't even vouch for the quality of some bags now, because now there is a lot of mixture going on.
Yes, they are mixing also, I don't know, cassava, because they too probably are struggling with cost of production, and they need to, you know, yes, yeah, exactly. So, so back then we had government backing, government support. There were opportunities for the government to help us with grants and loans and, you know, different things like that. And right now, we're actually really, really struggling. A lot of businesses have shut down. A lot of my colleagues, you just call them and say, I've not seen your bread in the market. They'll be like, I can't do this anymore. It's not adding up. It's not tallying. I can't pay my, I mean, if you do 1 month and you can't pay your staff salary, but the next month they'll start leaving, or you just tell them to go. So in terms of the economy, I don't know, some people are saying, if they say it's better, for us, it's a struggle. Even workers, to keep workers, you know, minimum wage can't take anybody anywhere. But when I sit down with my guys and I say, look, I can't pay you more than this. This is what, I'm not even making anything, but just help me, let's reduce waste, let's try and sell as much as we can, and that's the only way we've been able to keep afloat. For this long. Manny,
because, you know, when I hear you speak, are you trying to say, because, I mean, this administration is one of the administrations that brags about supporting businesses, ease of doing business, right? Are you trying to say that, I mean, there's not been some level of government intervention and support for businesses, you know, or for your business, you know, as you would have had it in the previous years?
Well, yeah, I'm sure they...
Have you applied for those things? Because, I mean, we see it all the time in the news, and they say, oh, this is available. Man, stop giving me that eye. You know, we see it all the time, you know, that it's available and all of that. So are you trying to say that you have not been able to... Is it that maybe you didn't meet up with the criteria, or what exactly, you know?
Well, I haven't come across any yet. And, well, the 1 or 2 that I've tried to apply for, I haven't been given.
Wow.
So, yeah. And it's
are they available?
I really don't know if they're available. So I don't. And you think that as a woman, businesswoman, with over 30 staff, and employer of labor, direct about 30, indirect, I'm sure over 1,000. You think that the government will be at my door saying, how can we help? What can we do? But, I mean, I run 2 gens for basically 24 hours.
Wow.
12 hours each. You can imagine the kind of amount of diesel we use every day.
So what's your consumption level? Because you see, no, production level. Because just like you said, when we wanted to have this conversation, I actually called a friend of mine that started, he's a young guy, started a bakery in Ikorodu. You know, I called him, I was trying to reach him until I finally spoke with someone that had said, that he had to shut down the bakery, like, you know, that the thing was not adding up anymore. It was also, what's your capacity like in terms of production? And, you know, has the production dropped, or what are you trying to do to like mitigate this, what's it called, this issues with costing and pricing and all of that that's affecting the businesses?
So the thing about the bread in industry is that it's better with the numbers, so volume. So if you're doing 1 bag, 5 bags, right now, you're probably using your savings to run your business, or I don't know how you're surviving, because it can't work. So anywhere from
10 bags.
Right now, to break even, 40 bags. If you know what you're doing, 40 bags. Well, you can probably get by with 20 bags a day, but you have to be very prudent and you have to know what you're doing. Because even with that 20 bag, you just need one. You need one machine to break down. You need the gen. If you have an unfortunate incident that your gen breaks down and then they give you a bill of 500K or 200K, and that just
it just takes all your
exactly
profit plus capital. Sir.
Or like what happened, we went on strike last week. We came back on Monday. As of yesterday, the flour mills stopped selling flour. So they're telling us that Monday is probably going to be another 2,000 increase on the bag of flour. So come Monday now, it's a new price. This evening, I've got like, for my suppliers, new price, reviewed price, new prices to start 1st of August. And that's how we've been getting it since January. So every month or every 2 weeks, there's
an issue.
So, I mean...
Money. Wow.
It's just the grace of God that's keeping a lot of businesses. And
so are you even encouraged to stay in business in this
Exactly,
country?
I was going to ask her that.
What can I do? Every day I go to the bakery, I see. So I have distributors that come and carry in bulk, and they sell to the street, the women on the street, the corner shops, the abokis and things like that. And that's what they rely on to feed their children, send their children to school every day. When we went on the strike, some of them were literally in tears. Like, how do you want us to survive? 3-4 days, we will not be able to feed our children, we will not be able to eat.
They make daily income.
Yes, it's daily. It's daily. So, I mean, for them, I will get up in the morning. For my children, I will get up in the morning and go to work and try as much as possible to make it work. So I get to work every day. I beg my staff, please. The ones that I can appeal to in Yoruba, the ones, Ejo, please. That I'm not making money. This is not about making money. This is just about feeding the masses, Lagosians that can't afford much. Because right now, there's the fear that in another 1 month, we might not have 100 naira bread in the market. Because right now, 100 naira bread is less than 100 grams. And that's like puff-puff or the size of a donut. It's really, really small. Yes, that's 100 naira bread. So tell me, it can't even feed it can't feed a 2-year-old.
A 2-year-old?
Yes, to go say, you're going to school, I give you 100 naira bread. So for a child now, maybe 200, 250. They give them a loaf to go to school.
This is interesting.
This is not even funny.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then someone comes and says that our administration is better. Like, are you even sleeping? I can't get over that statement. I won't tell you a lie. How do you even pay for this? Okay, you don't buy in foreign exchange.
No, I don't. I don't.
I
don't buy in foreign exchange, but everything that goes into a loaf of bread is imported. There is nothing. The only thing that is in a loaf of bread that is not imported
is the flour.
No, it's the water we put in it.
So how do you get forex?
No, sorry. What I mean that I don't have to do the forex. So it's
somebody has already.
The flour mills do the forex,
and those are the people that
yes.
those are the people that have color beat the market. But let's go on a break. This is actually very serious. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Wow, if you just tuned in, we're discussing inflation and the impact it had on small businesses, and we have a business owner here, Tosin Bamiro. Now remember, you can join the conversation. Send us an SMS or WhatsApp to 081-803-4663. You can also tweet at us at PlusTvAfrica with the hashtag WayShow. How do we start to find solutions to this problem? Because this is actually Hydra-headed. That's what they call it. It's not like we can only solve one problem in a particular sector. It has to come from a very holistic approach, because what happens in this sector affects every other sector. So what do you even think, if you were to say, okay, you want to start thinking, what relief would be like for you as a business? If somebody says, Tosin, I'm coming into your business and I want to just give you some level of relief, what would relief be? What would be the definition of relief for you as a business?
For me right now, relief would be if I'm off my generators. If I don't have this constant Every week I have to review prices. Every week I have to review my weights. If I don't have to do that every week, because every week something goes up. There's no week that things go. So that kind of relief for, so my machines are down. We flogged the machines so much that, I mean, somebody comes and says, oh, here you go, brand new mixer, or get an oven, brand new oven, so that I'm not spending so much on maintenance. So maintenance, overheads, that's what, because you sit down every day and I'm calculating my overheads and...
Walk us through that overhead. Let's go with diesel,
Yes.
you know, daily, other consumption. What is it like for you as a business? Like, I'm just wondering, like, where is the profit coming from?
Well,
I'm trying to look for it.
like I said, volumes, and you must be very prudent, and you must be very, try not, cut out wastage.
Yeah.
And, you know, in the society that we're in now, it's hard, except even if you have Hawkeyes, you cannot catch everybody, you cannot try and stop all waste, because you have staff that will steal bread, you have people that would steal money, you have people that would do, in fact, my staff right now, sometimes they will come to the store manager and, please, can we have some sugar? Please, can we have some butter? So, because they want to eat. I'm literally feeding people in the bakery because they have to, if they don't eat, they cannot have strength to work.
We're able to work.
So, yeah, those kind of...
Consumption, because you mentioned power, you know,
Yes.
diesel.
Oh, power.
What's that consumption like for you on a daily?
So, on a day, I use about 300 liters a day.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I use diesel for the gens and then for the oven. So I have 2 burner ovens. that
And they're all powered with diesel.
Diesel. Diesel, the ovens,
So that's
diesel and
about
electricity.
240,000 a day.
Yes. So.
Oh, no. Hey, Tosin, how can we help you to help yourself? This matter is serious.
Help us beg the government.
So what do you think the government can actually do in this situation?
To be honest, I do not know. I was in a meeting yesterday with master bakers and they asked me the same question. Like what is a suggestion? Even people that have been baking for 40, 50 years, nobody, because everybody, next day you're hearing, oh, this bakery is not producing anymore. The bakery beside you is not producing anymore. So it's just that everybody's looking at when will it be my turn? When will I say I can't produce anymore? And nobody knows.
You know, I understand what you just said now. You know what they say? They say tough times don't last.
Yes.
You know, or tough.
Yes, tough times don't last, but tough people do. Yeah.
Yeah. So you need to be tough. So what
Yes,
it means in
definitely.
business, in being tough, is when you look at the situation, you look at your business. If you can no longer sustain your business, then what happens? You pivot. So for you, you can pivot and do something else in the meantime before things, calm down, regularize, and you come back. But I'm just thinking, since you made a statement when we started, and I've been thinking about it. You said in another 1 week or 1 month, you cut those people out who can afford 100 naira.
Yes.
So what happens to these people that cannot afford the 250 naira? Are there no other ways, other options available to manage your business without cutting out those people? Because that market is very important.
Huge.
Yes,
that market is huge.
And it's the biggest.
It's the biggest and very, very important. And those are the people we're supposed to be looking out for.
So what I've done now, what I did in the last 1-2 months is invest more money, make the pans smaller. So I mean, how many people have to go and be making pans, and pan still is imported, it's dollar, so it's expensive as well. So what we've done now is just reduce the pans to give 100 naira bread, and like you said, yes, it's my biggest. That's the 100 naira bread is what I sell the most because
It's easy.
It's easy, but the truth is that I don't know, except God was to come down, Jesus Christ was to come down from heaven, it'll get to a point I won't be able to do that 100 naira bread. Right now, I'm doing 100 naira bread, I am not making 1 naira on it. I do not make 1 naira on it. So I make money from the 150 and above, but the 100 naira, I'm just doing it because
You need to just keep that market.
yes, I just see these people and say, that's all we can
eat, because it's very easy for them to, just buy 100 naira bread and 1 Coke.
Yeah,
bottle of Coke, and that's lunch.
Pet drink, yeah.
That's lunch.
Yes,
You know? So now you take them out of the market. You make them go even.
So how about your staffing? Have you had to review? Because I see that a lot of small businesses, the first thing they want to do is probably downsize, So what's your strategy in managing, your staff, with the issues around the costing and the pricing and the inflation?
So for me right now, I haven't really downsized because, like I said, my factory runs 24 hours, so we can't. We've not been. I've looked into it, but
you need all the hands that you
yes,
have.
because bakery work is a lot of hand. You need the bodies. So to downsize is except I don't know right now. No, I haven't.
That is, you're going to have to cut down in production as well.
Yes, so exactly. So if I downsize, I'm not going to bake as much as
you're baking right now.
Yes, I'm baking right now.
So that means you have been able to keep the numbers of your employees.
Yes.
That's interesting. You said you have about 300?
No.
Okay,
I have about 30.
30, sorry. Okay, yeah, I added an extra zero.
Amen.
You have 30 staff that you have to deal with every single month, and you guys run 24 hours.
Yes,
Why is that? Why are we not cutting down maybe the because I know, okay, so
hours.
some bakeries now have decided, you know what, let's run 12 hours a day instead of the normal long time hours. So you're not thinking about that?
Well, sometimes we have the shifts that we don't do when we see, like 2 days ago, I got in there and there was, maybe because of the strike, there was just so much bread on the shelves, and I said, you know what, don't bake tonight. So we have the days that we have low sales, then the days we have high sales. So I can't really say don't work today, come to work tomorrow. So I just staff them for now, and I take it month by month, and we see how it goes. But where we are going now, because the effect on the dollar and what has happened in the last 1 week now, we would not know until about maybe second week in August.
So how are you guys holding because the body of bakers now, let's go back there, because I remember part of what they are complaining about is in what's it called, monopoly. In items which is the most important items in this ingredient, flour and sugar. Right? So is there anything that's been done in the body of bakers to say, you know what, let us hold this government and hold them by the jugular until they take off this monopoly from this? Because I want to believe that maybe if you had the opportunity to be able to bring in your stuff, it might be cheaper. It might be cheaper and all of that. What do you think? Do you think that would help?
Right now, I don't think so because of the war in Ukraine. Because right now, that's where a lot of wheat was
come
from. And even when you talk to the millers now, it's hard. It says a struggle getting hold of the wheat. So sometimes, usually, within 2-3 days, you call them, they'll bring your flour. Right now, sometimes 1 week, sometimes more than 1 week.
So you have to book ahead.
Exactly. So for them to demand and supply, they're not getting the wheat as they need it. So, and you know how we are in Nigeria, we're consumers. So, and then that's definitely, with the dollar going up, prices go up. And they too are using diesel.
This is interesting about consumption. So why are we not thinking now? Is it that we have lands in the north now?
That we can grow wheat?
Yes. So why are we not thinking to look inward to say, you know what, these things, let's start to grow it? Because, yes, part of why we're having issues like this is because of the dependency on these importations, right? So we're not thinking about that. Man, stop looking at me with that eye.
Well, you know what I'm looking at it because you have all the answers with you. You are talking about farming again. We have issues with security. So it can't work. You see, what she's talking about is a ripple effect of other things. What we're seeing in Nigeria right now is ripple effects of different things. So you're talking about growing our own wheat. Yes, we can grow our wheat because there was a time, I was watching a video today where someone was talking about a time in Nigeria where the dollar was, it was 1 naira to $6. 1 naira to £3. What happened then and what happened now? It's not rocket science. We were into exportation, lots of exportation. You understand? So there was a high demand for our naira. But now we're not exporting anything.
No, we're not.
So when you trace it down, why are we not exporting? Why are we not farming? Why are we not doing? Everything still boils down to insecurity. You understand? And then we have a government who I don't know, who do not, or they don't listen. Somebody is telling you that their government is the best government so far since
2015.
Talk, please.
You know what?
I don't have anything
Man, you
to
have a
say.
comment.
You know me, sometimes I keep quiet because I have too much to say.
No, there's
And I
a,
get
there's,
really
there's, a, there's a
angry
lot to say,
with
and
these
I
things.
wish, these issues around monopoly, because it can be addressed, because if it is addressed, I know that it will go a long way in helping, to mitigate some of these, excesses that we're having in terms of pricing. Because I don't believe that the prices can go so high like that. Somebody is the one controlling the price and just taking advantage of the situation, and that's why we're having all of this. But we also made mention of cassava option, right? Because I remember there was a time in Jonathan's administration where they were trying to explore the possibility of cassava as the what's it called, the main ingredients for bread, and so I mean, I will still maintain it, even though our baker was arguing with me. You know what, my friend sent me a message after the show. She said, "Uwa, I'm going to send you cassava cake. Your next order."
I hope
your next order of cake is going to be cassava cake. Well, Tosin, can we even explore that option? Is it possible?
Well, where we are, and I think so.
Because
Because
it just needs our
I
taste
think
bud
so.
to adjust. Have you know me so?
Taste buds, but can we
tell me.
produce the cassava we need for bread? The amount.
Yes, we can.
Can we?
Yes.
We don't even have enough for Gary.
Are you sure? Yeah. If we start
We-
no, but
we-
if we start to
we-
put it as
we-
priority.
How much is a Congo of Gary now? we don't have surplus of cassava. If we now say we want to put it in bread, but yeah, we probably can, if, like you said, in the security, if the farmers can, if they're allowed to farm.
Would you be willing to experiment that option to
there
say
was
that?
there was a time, and I believe that there was a levy they put on that we bakers have been paying for about since Goodluck Jonathan's time to develop the cassava flour, and that money, I understand that it's almost in trillions. But we don't know. We don't know where it is, and we don't know what's happened to it. That's one of the reasons why we went on strike. The master bakers went on strike. That this money you've been saving for us, please.
For cassava option.
Jackpot.
Can we see?
Hi. Tosin, you.
The money has jackpot.
Money.
The money has left the country in search of greener pastures. Good evening, my dear beautiful sisters. What are you saying? #ways. The topic is inflation and the impact on small businesses. As I'm typing this comment, I am sad, I am upset, and I'm downcast. I'm going to lay emphasis on bread alone. Bread happens to be my best food for breakfast. Are you now telling me that I should stop eating bread, or what? Bread that happens to be food for all has now become food for the rich only. Sister Uwa made mention of the price of foodstuff going up, but the salaries are not. This makes sense a lot, and there has to be balanced equation. I really feel the pains of your guest. She says she runs 2 generators a day, and I can imagine the quantity of diesel she consumes a day. It's 240,000 naira a day. This is painful and highly unacceptable. My name is Daniel Ilo, Ways regular fan. Thank you so much, Daniel.
Where do we move from here? Tosin, what are you hopeful for? What do you think you know? Because I don't want you to leave here feeling, because me, I'm feeling downcast on your behalf, and I'm not the business owner. But tell me.
Every day I wake up, I just say, Father Lord, help me to be able to produce, and even no matter how small it is, let me be able to take home. Because, I mean, I left the UK, came back to Nigeria, thinking that, let me come back home and do something for my country. And every day I wake up, I'm just, when you're just tired. So right now, everybody's looking to the government to save us, and I don't even know if they have the answer.
No, if they are listening.
They probably are, because I'm sure they're buying bread like we're all buying bread. They're buying this dollar like we're all buying, but maybe I don't know. Maybe they know what to do. They don't know what to do. We don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Sorry?
No, I'm just asking, like, what do you think we should? I don't know, because the conversation is sometimes I just wonder that do we even understand where this thing is going? So look at what you just said. If we cut off people that are eating 100 naira bread, do you know what that means to the already suffering economy? See, that thing that happened after the NSAS protest, where there was a, what's it called? Would I call it where the whatever took over the situation and people started
The hired hand.
they went on rampage
Yes.
to
Looting
I mean
and
to loot and all of that. That is just the tip of the ice. Yes, because
No, we really can't pray for that because
No.
it's going to be very terrible if
That's
it gets
my
to
point.
that. That's why, you asked her a question. You said, can she cut down on staffing? For me, there really is no good outcome here if you have to cut down on staffing because those are human beings that have jobs now.
and they have
And
children.
they have children they're feeding. So if you even cut down, you cut, you stop feeding some families.
families.
So what's the way out? The way out of this, the only way out of this is a solution where she's okay, staffing is okay, the poor man has the bread to eat because now 100 naira is now, it's not even like it's affordable for these people that are eating it on a good day. But now they don't have a choice. So now you're going to tell them that even that 100 naira you have, sorry, we don't have anything for you anymore. You have to look for where to get.
And this is what we say when we talk about businesses, right? Fix small things. You might call it small things, but they are not. They are major. Fix electricity. Fix the roads, the infrastructure. Do you understand? So imagine if you didn't have to pay diesel money. Now look at it. It's not only the diesel. The cost of maintaining the gen, all the breakdown, the repairs and all of that thing, you put all of those things in your business. It's more money to your business, more income, and you can play around with a lot of things. So that pressure comes way out of the picture. So when sometimes I hear some people comparing our economy or comparing us with other clients, I say people should just please hold yourself, because other clients, they don't worry about what Nigerians worry about in terms of businesses. I'm not worried about somebody come and rob me. I'm not worried about somebody or driving on a bad road, entering a pothole that eventually damaged my tire. I will not be stuck there, or staying in traffic for hours, losing time. I'm supposed to go and make deliveries. I'm not worried about light issues, saying that, oh, the light there's no power to run my outfit, so I have to go and hire a gen or do something. I'm not worried about all of those things. So production will happen. Somebody was saying that bread is not particularly cheap abroad. That if you buy a what's it called, £1 bread, £1.50, £1 whatever, convert that £1 to or £1.50 to naira, you would understand that bread is not really cheap. But I say, hey, it's not because of that. There was a time that our naira could match up any other currency, but it's because our own economy, I don't even understand. We're just consumers, right? So I don't know. Tosin, I can't even tell you what like I like to leave people with, something, but I even mean now I can't even find anything, But if you were to encourage yourself in the Lord, please, what would you say to yourself? Because this is why we are having this conversation. We're not here to come and speak textbook inflation. This is what the impact it is having on a real business, right? So you're looking at it. August 1st, somebody is going to send you a new price list, and you have to now review your prices again. So if you keep on reducing weight, what then happens to us that it means that we have to buy more.
Yes, buy more.
So if I had to buy a loaf before, if you reduce weight, I might have to do 2 loaves or even 3 loaves to be able to fill up my children.
Wow.
Exactly. So what some bakeries, what they do is that they just increase the price. But like I said, a lot of bread I sell is to the masses, and when they get there and you say bread is 150, because I tried it, do you know what, I can't do this anymore. Put 50 naira on the bread, even 20 naira. My guys brought the bread back. They won't
Nobody
buy.
bought
You're
it.
joking.
Yes.
They will not buy. I was okay, go and sell it to them 100 naira, and they will buy. So they will rather go without than add that 20 naira.
So that means you don't have a choice. You must reduce the weight.
That's why the 100 naira is still there. But I'm sure by December they will not be. If we're going, because since January there has been a 2,000 increment on a bag of flour since January. So every month
2,000 every month.
A bag of flour was 20,000 January. Right now it's 30. So we have about 5-6 more months to go.
So it's going more to...
So, you know, by December, we're going to 40. We're going to... A bag of flour will be 40.
40
so if you do
40 headed to 50K.
Yes.
Wow.
You know what it
So
means?
how much do you want to sell bread?
Even regular fans says he eats bread every time. The truth is, homes will have to stop eating bread.
But then what do they eat?
They will eat yam.
Have you seen
the
much
price of yam?
of yam?
I sent my staff to the market. One to buy, I weigh 2,007.
Yes.
He wears CI. I said, leave it. 2,007 for one.
And then with yam, you still have to cook. You still
And
have to look
guess
for,
what?
put
It
egg,
yes, now.
put stew, gas, bread. You can
Just
just tear
open,
and eat.
It's true. That's so
Yeah,
true.
really.
You know, this thing about grammage, actually, funny thing is that I was speaking to another entrepreneur. What she does, you know those peanuts that they lace in flour?
Okay,
So what
yes.
they just do is, she said, because her market is 50-50 naira.
Yeah, exactly.
You can't wake up and say it's 100 naira. Nobody will buy it.
No.
She said, what they just do, they just be removing small grams, small grams. That's what they've been doing. She said, that's all, my
But
dear.
we get to a point.
Yes.
Is she going to just give them one?
Thank you, one peanut inside the bag.
for 50 naira?
You know, on that note, we shall be reducing grammage. Just manage us like that. Thank you so much, Tosin.
Thank
I think
you
we've
very
had a
much.
fantastic conversation.
I have as
I'm just
well.
hoping that things get better and hopefully we'll be able to
so.
bounce out of this horrible state of the economy. Thank you, Manny. All right, so before we go, ensure you follow us on Instagram at PlusTvAfrica. Follow us on TikTok too. It's at PlusTvAfrica. You can interact with us further, drop a comment, and more importantly, follow all our engagements on social media. Like, share, invite your families and friends to watch and follow the conversation. Now, if you missed today's quote, here it is again. Pricing power is important in business. You want your business to have the flexibility to be able to raise prices as needed, especially with regards to inflation. At this point, God will help us in this country. We'll see you guys on Monday at 8 p.m. as we bring another great conversation to your screen. Enjoy.